Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Not every day you run a marathon and not every day you crush it like I did at the Tokyo Marathon, but this is a very exciting and fun episode for me. Selfishly, I get to relive, which is probably the greatest race experience I've had for a marathon. It was unbelievable. It was a travel race in Japan, in Tokyo. Tons of runners, very well organized race. It was a battle all the way through. I met some adversity. I had to push so hard at the end. You're going to hear all about it in this race recap. I am really, really excited and on cloud nine for this race. Charlie walks me through the race. We also talk a bit about, at the end of this episode, we talk a bit about Charlie's upcoming race, which is in 2 days from the time you listen to this episode, or read it. If you read, I guess the type out of episodes, the transcript of podcast episodes. But another important announcement for this podcast. Huge announcement coming at the end of this podcast. Huge announcement. Huge prizes up for our listeners. Big contest that we are launching for our listeners. If you're interested in participating in the contest that we announced, they are pretty special. They're going to be towards the end of this episode. You got to tune in for this episode because this contest is pretty cool. Not as good as the Seinfeld contest. No, I'm kidding. It's way better. So this is episode 159 of The Running Journey for Thursday, March 6th, 2026, the Tokyo Marathon race recap. One of the greatest running days of my life. So enjoy it, guys. I certainly did. Let's go. The Running Journey, episode 150. Who cares? I just got back from Tokyo and I ran a sub 3. I'm pretty excited. You're joined today by myself, Rob Tatro, and my co-host and my brother, Charlie Tatro. Charlie, good to see you, man. How you doing?
Thank you.
Not as good as me. Not as good
as you. Not as good as you. No, I'm doing good. I mean, the weather and stuff, it's all good, but I am not. I want to hear about. I mean,
no. Finish that thought. The weather, about Winnipeg weather, or you're talking about LA weather?
Both. So yeah. So the forecast for LA has been getting worse and worse. Today I saw a 30 in the forecast, high of 30, 29. Anyways, it's getting worse and worse.
30 Fahrenheit, that's not bad. That's actually really good running
weather. I would
weather.
love 30 Fahrenheit.
Super good running weather. Yeah, it's warming up. Yeah. I've actually added the LA weather to my phone because I've been monitoring. So Charlie, you are running this weekend with Simo. I think it'll cool down, and it's a 7 a.m. start. So by the time your 2 hour 56 is up,
it's not going to be ideal for sure. I think probably it's going to be like 2024 Boston, which was like, I think 17 at the start or 18 at the start. And at least LA will be more like 15, 16 at the start, but it's going to warm up quick. So whatever. First half will be okay. Second half will be a struggle fest.
The second halves are always tough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I might have to walk it, but we'll see.
So I saw you yesterday.
So the positive thing, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I let's be straight here. I don't like my chances of doing a PR would be nice, but I don't like my chances of doing a sub 3 because of the heat. But there's a couple positives. Is that I did most of my training indoors,
which is 21 degrees,
which is always 20. So I might be a little bit more used to it.
That's exactly what Patrick told me when I was stressing out a little bit about the heat in Tokyo. He was like, this will be nothing for you. You've done all your running indoors.
It just reminds me, like, that's why WFPS is the best race. You're doing it in 2 degrees. I feel like it's got to be easier.
Oh, it's a million times easier. You're just flying out there. And the other one that's also fast is this May one here, WPS.
WPS is also fast. Yeah.
Early May. So yeah, those are.
Anyways, let's talk about Tokyo. I got a bunch of questions.
Yes, let's talk about Tokyo. Oh my God, let's talk about Tokyo. So fun, man. So fun. I got my
So
sub 3 for those that don't know.
yeah.
Wait, should I have said that? I blew it. They're not gonna listen to the episode.
Well, okay.
We'll edit it out. We'll edit it out.
We'll edit that out,
so
yeah.
we could restart. Sorry, go ahead.
So you landed there which day?
I had some business in Vancouver on the Wednesday morning, so I flew out Sunday night. I did my meetings in Vancouver Wednesday morning, and I flew out Wednesday afternoon, early afternoon. Got there Thursday night because it's 15 hours ahead, and that was a direct flight
Thursday
from
night. Okay.
Vancouver to Narita. And the flight over there, it's kind of a shitty time because you don't like. I left at 1 p.m., 11 hours. I got there at, let's say, midnight or 1 a.m. or whatever in Vancouver time. But that was my night because now it's Thursday night. So I didn't sleep at all. Took us 4 hours to get from the tarmac to my Airbnb. Took us 4 hours. And you think Winnipeg, you just get into a cab and you can get anywhere in 20 minutes. Even like Boston, even New York, you can get anywhere in an hour, hour and a half at the most. Even LA, well, LA is bad. LA is really bad, but even LA is like an hour and a half, 2 hours at the most. Toronto, you can get pretty much anywhere in an hour. It was something else. So I didn't Uber because I've been told just take the express train or whatever. So that's what I did. I took the express train and we went basically every time I would do anything, there'd be like lineups and people and problems. And because there's a language barrier and this and that, it was just way more work than my tired brain wanted to do. But anyways, we finally got there 4 hours later. When I exited the train in Shibuya, which is so cool, I got out and I just kind of, I'm in Tokyo. Wow, I'm in Tokyo. And I got right in Shibuya Crossing. And if you guys have never heard of this place, Shibuya Crossing.
Is that the big square?
It's like the Times Square in New York. And
yeah, I've been there. Yes.
It's crazy. I was just thinking, like, where am I? I'm on a different planet. This is not anything that I've ever experienced ever in my life. And it's not even like Times Square because everyone is crossing, right? I think they get like 2,000 people that cross every 90 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
crazy. I went, it's crazy the amount of people cross. It's like the lights turn on and then everybody just go. And a mass chaos and everyone goes in every direction. And it's like shoulder to shoulder as far as you can, just everywhere. But that was the theme of the weekend, was just people shoulder to shoulder. So about the language barrier. So my experience, so I was in South Korea for like 9 months. And during that time, we visited Japan once. And when I was in South Korea, whenever you would ask someone for help in English, most of the time they'd be able to help you and they would try to help you. But when I went to Japan, so this was a long time ago, like 10, 15 years ago. But when I was in Japan, people, if you didn't speak Japanese, they just wouldn't respond. If you tried to speak to them in English, I found like they're like the France of Asia, I guess.
Okay, the snobs
in terms of language, like they're very proud of their language.
They are proud of their language,
their culture.
I think things have changed a little bit, and the other thing that changed was these phones. Everyone's walking around.
Oh, you can just translate. Yeah.
Like
true.
every
universal translators.
Yeah,
so I remember seeing that in Star Trek, and thinking, "Wow, that's crazy. That's never going to happen."
Well, they kind of have it. Well, they don't auto detect perfectly, and they don't. But it's pretty darn close.
Pretty close to having universal translators exist.
Yeah. I'm glad I had my phone. It was something else that first night. So that first night we landed and it was late and like, let's go check out Shibuya. So Shibuya is like a trendy kind of neat neighborhood and it was close to the marathon start. So we walked around, went to this restaurant. Like it was just, there's so many things that we did so we did like restaurants, bars. I was with a group of guys that were also like on vacation. So they wanted to check out the restaurants, the bars, the nightlife. And we were just doing whatever tourists do. I went for a jog the second morning. It was just awesome. That's when you and I were trying to figure out the live location. I was texting you and Simo, and that's when I figured it out. I could not get adjusted to my sleep that first day. I was like, I am going to sleep because I hadn't slept in two days, really. It slept a tiny bit in 2 days. I'm like, tonight I'm going to sleep. Well, I wasn't. I was up at like 2 a.m. And I'm like, okay, well, the next day I'll sleep. Went for a jog. That first day we did this Mario Kart around Tokyo. You're in go-karts around Tokyo. This is an unbelievable experience. I was going 80. I checked my speedometer at my peak, 82 kilometers an hour. 82 kilometers an hour.
82 kilometers an hour
through the mean streets of Tokyo.
You got to slow down. That's not safe.
No helmet.
Yeah, no, that's not safe, Rob.
I know. And we were with Mini Grains, who's like, he created the Sandlot 200, which is the the go-kart festival. So he kept commenting on the go-karts. Yeah, pretty good unit. We did that. We went to the garden.
Oh, it's a go-kart. It's not like
a go-kart. It's a go-kart. Like a Sandlot 200
an actual car.
It's the Sandlot 200 go-kart. You're in a go-kart on the ground.
Made out of what kind of material?
It looked exactly like a Sandlot 200 go-kart, like the metal
Honda engine and everything.
Honda engine, and yeah, it looked exactly like a Sandlot 200.
And you're driving through the streets with this.
You're driving through the streets, yeah.
Okay, well, that's what I'll do next time I go to Tokyo.
Yeah, that was the number one kind of attraction. We went to Shinjuku, which is like the neon lights. We did some sumo.
Yeah, I did. I remember that. Yeah, and I never saw sumo.
Sumo was fun, yeah. And they were a few deep by the time the night was over. So next thing you know, we're on stage with the sumo wrestlers, shirts off, tarps off. So I'm really glad I travel with those boys because they're fun and they were supportive, super supportive of me getting some sleep and me getting my carbs. And that's a great thing about Japan is you get your rice, you get your carbs everywhere you go. The food is rice. I never thought I was a food guy.
Nonstop rice, perfect.
Yeah, like the sushi and like what every time we'd go anywhere, we'd have this wagyu, like, and then you'd cook it on your own little grill at your table.
Wagyu,
and with the rice as a side dish, it's cheap. It's cheap there.
Really,
it's cheap. Yeah, it wasn't expensive. It was a third of the price of New York.
Okay,
and a quarter of the price of London. So it was awesome. Then we did, I did a whole bunch of things. Stand-up comedy. We went to a stand-up comedy show in English. And every time we had 2 hours open. We ran the 2-mile race. There was like the Tokyo Marathon, like the shakeout run was on the day before. And I signed all those guys up for a shakeout run. So we went for a 2-mile run. And Mini Grains, Funk, Marco, they all did the
Boston.
Yeah, it was like an event. So you had a bib and everything. Like it was like
okay.
Like we did an actual race, and that was my shakeout run. We did that every time. We'd have like 2 hours. We'd be like, should we just go, sit at a restaurant and eat? It was either sit at a restaurant and eat and have a couple beers, or it was go to a random subway stop, get out and explore. So we were on the Green Line, which is the loop line. 30 stops, 2 minutes between each stop, and just constant train going every minute and a half. So you could just stop at any stop. You'd get out, and it was like another city. So we went to Ginza. We went to Tokyo itself, the Tokyo stop. We went to Eohan. We went to all these places, and we would just stop. We'd go out. We'd explore for an hour or two, see the different kind of city, and then get back on the subway, go 2 more hours, go 3 more stops, do something else. And obviously, if you go to Tokyo, I don't think you want to go for 72 hours like I did. I think you probably want to go for 2 weeks or a week. But I'm glad that we saw what we saw in the short time that we saw, because then I was in bed by 9 o'clock on Saturday night, and I was roaring and ready to go for my race. And I really thought I would sleep, but I didn't sleep. So I was in bed. I brought my oatmeal with me. I brought carbs with me. Did you ever do this? Like I brought bagels.
I always bring like two or 3 packs of oatmeal when I go.
So I brought, I wasn't sure what the breakfast would look like. So I brought enough oatmeal to eat every morning to eat my oatmeal. And then I brought bagels, and I brought like dates, and I brought granola bars. And so I had a backpack of carbs.
When I went to Phoenix, I brought like 10 packs of oatmeal, but ended up not eating them
at all. Not eating at all.
Yeah.
This is by far the most I've ever, just the most I've ever eaten carb loaded on the, like I tried to do the front load approach, which is what
early day, early in the day,
early day on the Saturday, and then like Friday night.
Yeah,
Friday night.
And so, did you do some liquid carbs, like Gabby said?
I didn't do liquid carbs because I could eat, but I was so bloated when I went to bed on Saturday night. I was like, I ate too much. Like I screwed up. I really screwed this up, and I felt like I weighed 1,000 pounds. So I was like, I went on the scale. I weighed 201 pounds. I weighed 200 pounds. Like that's a lot of.
That's why the second half was easier. You were lighter.
I was lighter, yeah, or I was well loaded. So, anyways, takes me to my morning, which was largely stress-free. I think. The race is at what time is the race? 9. Race was at 9 o'clock local time. So I was like, how early do I need to be there? It's 3 stops on the subway or a 30-minute walk. I decided to take the subway, which was a whole other ball of wax, but made my way there. These Japanese, let me tell you one thing, they are organized. They are organized. The lines, the process, the volunteers directing, everyone had signs, like impossible for you to get lost, impossible. When I got to the pissers, there was individual lines for each pisser, and there was a person monitoring the length of each lines, and they had a system to call out, like kind of like at the passport office.
Spread the demand.
Yeah, there was like 20 volunteers that were running the pisser lines, and each line had exactly the same number of people in them, and they were moving, and they had the poo porta potties, they had the pisser porta potties, line was cruising there. And I thought of you, Charlie, on the morning of, because I peed at 2 a.m. when I got up. I peed at 6 a.m. I peed at 7:30 before I went out to the subway. And I was like, for sure, I'm good by now. But when I got to the race, I'm like, one more can't hurt. So I got in line, and I was like, wow, I had to pee. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think it's just about getting in as many pees as you can the morning of. Because I remember even when we would do the WFPS or whatever, I would go in the bush like 4 or 5 times before, and I wouldn't have problems. So I think that's
the races that we've done together, you and I, we've peed a lot. I know that.
Before, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not finished. So I peed one time. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to go to the corral. And it was like half hour before the race or whatever. I'm going to go to my corral. So I go to my corral. I see my pacers. And then it's like 10 minutes before the race. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I felt the tiny urge to pee.
Yeah.
I saw some people were jumping over the fence, exiting. They had pissers in line to get to your corral. You know how in Boston, you're like, I wish.
Yeah, New York was the same.
Like just kind of right before you enter your corral. They had
New York was the same thing. Yeah.
So the pissers were all over there, but then they had some close by. So I'm like, I'm going to do that again, but you couldn't exit your corral once you were in.
Yeah.
So I jumped, went, peed, got right back to my spot. And then I had decided, so I did 5 pees the morning of the race. So I think you got me all nervous because you talked so much about peeing.
I'm older and whatever, but yeah, like 5 is
much older.
5 is a number.
5 is the
right number. 5 or 6 is the number, I think.
I don't think I've ever peed 5 times. I don't remember peeing 5 times, but maybe I have. I don't know. But I was glad to get that 5th pee out, because then I was like, there's nothing left. Like there can't be.
Chicago, it was only 3 for me.
Not enough.
Boston 25 was like 2, but 1 was like urgent.
The fire hydrant.
Yeah. Anyway, so no, I think that's from the races where it's been worked out good. I've peed at least 5 times, I think.
And then it was just such a great feeling knowing that, okay, like there's nothing left in the pee tank. So I'm going to be able to drink
I made you that paranoid about it? That's crazy.
Well, I just, I
wasn't intentionally trying to make you paranoid. I was just like, I just noticed that in all my long runs, I was having problems with it. So, I was like, I need to figure something.
No, I'm glad that we talked about it on the last podcast, because maybe I wouldn't have got up for the last pee. Because I've never really had issues peeing on a race.
Yeah.
But you just don't want to battle a pee the whole way, right? You just don't want to, like, if you don't have to, you don't want to battle a pee the whole way. I've never had to pee in a race, so like I knew that once I was going, I'd be fine. But
well, on that
you don't
note,
want to battle.
On that note, I was listening to a podcast called it's called Crushing Iron, and it's by some Ironman coaches, and they're kind of funny. They make jokes or whatever, but they were like, "This is the biggest value you'll get out of this podcast." And they said, "Okay, so you have to learn how to pee while you're on the bike. That'll save you 10 minutes." And then they're like, "You have to learn how to pee while you're in your wetsuit swimming."
Well, that's no problem.
It's not gross, but it's hard. Try peeing while you're
You
swimming.
have to stop. You have to stop.
You have to stop. But they're saying if you can do it while you're swimming.
Oh, okay.
And then one of the announcers was like, "Well, I can also pee while I'm running." That would be a solution.
I thought about it, like,
but no,
could I?
No, I couldn't. There's no way I could. I think, but I'm
like just a few drops out. A few drops out as you're.
I'm sweating so much that it probably wouldn't be noticeable.
No, it wouldn't be noticeable. You could do a few drops. It would just go in your shorts, and then you do it again, and then you do it again.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, not planning on doing that, but
me neither. I don't ever plan, but I would in a heartbeat. I would.
What's that?
I would in a heartbeat.
If you knew you could do it, you would.
If I knew I could do it, I would. Maybe I should train and practice. Because you don't need to pee the whole thing. You just need to get some of it out so it's not pressure, right?
Yeah.
So I felt good though, Charlie. And I'm not chirping you. I'm thankful that we discussed peeing and that I ended up thinking about it all morning, and I ended up making sure I got my 5 Ps in. It was such a relaxing morning, that Japanese marathon, compared to New York and Boston. Like, it was just so chill. Well, chill. It felt so organized that I knew there was no chance that I wasn't going to pee, that I wasn't going to poo, that I was going to miss my corral, it was just such a refreshing feeling knowing that, okay, I don't need to think here. I don't need to do anything. I just need to show up, and they're going to get me to the start. And then when I got to the start, that's when I saw my pacers. And I had decided the morning of, quick audible, I had decided I was going to follow the pacers, because we had talked about it in our last podcast. And I said, you know what, maybe just turn the brain off and just follow the pacers. So I went up to the pacers. I said, hey, anyone here speak English? One guy goes, yeah, I do, mate. Cool, right on, man. He's from where was he from? Yeah, he was I think he was living in Australia, but from Dallas originally or something. Anyways, he goes, I'm like, oh, okay, so what are you planning on doing? He's like, what do you mean? Like 3-hour marathon? I was like, oh, okay, cool. Even splits? He goes, yeah, even splits for sure, even splits. I go, and you'll be like tight to 3 hours, like 2:15. What do you expect your finish to be? He's like, yeah, it'll be tight to 3 hours, a little bit ahead. Okay, I'll follow you. All right. And I'm like, you're pretty confident you'll get this? He says, yeah, for sure. I said, okay, how many of these have you done? He goes, this is my first one. I go, oh.
What's your PR? You're like,
I did. What's your PR? He says 2:30. I said, okay. So this is no problem for you. He said, no problem. I'll be on time. And then he said, don't worry. This guy, I said, what about elevation? And is it going to be, he said, there's no elevation. Plus this Japanese guy in front here, he knows the whole course. I went to the thing last night, the pacer meeting, and these there were 2 other Japanese pacers. He goes, they know the course inside out, and we're going to run it together. I said, wow, that's great. Sold. So there was a whole group of us behind these pacers. Ready, set, go. So everyone starts running. And by the way, they don't do the New York thing where there's you start on Smith Street and some people start on Jones Street.
You just got elbows out.
It's elbows out. It's shoulder to shoulder. You can't move in there. And the race starts and people have to walk through the start line. People have to you can't really run when you start. And the first time we turned the left corner, it was a complete stop because of the bottleneck. So there was a turn in the first mile. And it was.
Well, I saw your pace after mile 1. It was 6:20 a mile. So you must not have stopped too much.
Well, my first kilometer was
first half mile. I mean, you were way above.
So here's what happened. Those pacers, they shot out they were trying to do a PB for the 200-meter dash. Yeah, and I was like, what's going on here? I was looking at my watch. I'm like, something's not adding up. So they kept going, and I was like, okay, I'll just catch them. They're probably just nervous. I'll just catch them. Not a big deal. Stick to your pace for a bit. And they kept getting further and further ahead. We got to that bottleneck, and I had to stop and then like let everyone kind of walk out of the bottleneck. I walked on the bottleneck for a period and then started running again. I'm like, oh my God, now they were like far ahead of me. They were like 20 seconds ahead of me. And I was ahead of pace. So kilometer 3, I was like, okay, well, they're going to slow down, I guess. But I remember that the first like 7, 8K were downhill a little bit, like a tiny bit downhill.
Okay.
But like we're talking 70, 80 feet downhill, not a lot, maybe 100 feet. So I was like, okay, well, maybe they're making up for time and they want to do it. Like they want to do
they're banking time.
They're banking time. Great strategy. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm still going to follow them. So I was trying to follow them. Kilometer 5, kilometer 6. My times are like 407, 407, 409, 406, 407. And finally, they kept gaining on me. At kilometer 8,
but so your real numbers, though, according to the app, is 416 at kilometer 5. Yeah, 21. You were 21:21.
Right. Yeah.
Which is exactly 416, or it's 416.25.
Yeah, because there was so much additional. Right, I remember this. And in kilometer 1 or 2, I forget.
Yeah, the tax.
There was so much.
Your watch
tax.
was off.
Yeah, the watch was off. You're right. And I did where do I see my laps? Because I press the laps every time.
I have it in. So your first 5K was 21:21.
But I just want to see them. Keep going. I'm listening.
And then your second.
Oh yeah, got him here.
Second 5K, which is your least consistent, was 20:56, which is like 4:11 a K. Yeah. So that's what you're talking about, where you sped up.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact kilometers, but I'm sure you're right. So I was trying to speed up. And I think it was a kilometer 10 or so. I finally said, enough of this, like enough of these pacers, or maybe it was
I'll just do my own pace.
I'm just going to run my own pace. I was 40 seconds ahead of the sign.
I was curious about that. So you told me something about pacers, and I was like, that's not like him to like. I always feel like just do your own thing is usually a good way, but
I know that I'm a phenomenal pacer. I know that I'm a phenomenal pacer, and I know that, but it does take some effort to pace, right? A little bit. And I thought,
I know, but also, yes, it's a bit of there's a load there, but I feel like it also allows you to focus.
Yeah,
and take away from the feeling of pain.
Yeah, I wanted to try it out. Yeah, because I also thought the pack would do. There was supposed to be a lot of wind. And I thought the pack is going to cut my wind. And I'm going to sneak in the back of the pack. Yeah. There's going to be a huge pack. And I'm just going to follow them. And then when I get to kilometer 35, I'm just going to open her up and finish in 2:59. That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. But like I'll say 10 kilometers in, I don't remember the exact spot. I couldn't see them ahead. I couldn't see the pacers ahead. And I was 40 seconds ahead already. Yeah. They were ahead of me. So I said, enough of this. Like, I don't need those guys in my life. I'm going to pace my own race. I know how to run 4:15s. I've been doing it forever. So by now I had figured out that the tax was about 1% to 2%. It was more early on. It ended up being about 1%. So I knew I needed to run.
It ended up being the last half was more accurate.
Yeah, it ended up being only 1% in total. Yeah. So I ended up doing 42.6 kilometers, but I was a little worried about the tax early on because like my watch was saying 1.02 kilometers.
Well, just to be clear, you didn't really run 42.6. It's your watch.
No. Yeah. Well,
I just feel like people have this misperception that what their watch says is more accurate than a course. And I think, anyways, it's the watch that isn't accurate.
Obviously, that's what I meant.
Or you ran a bit extra. Obviously, everyone runs a bit extra, but I don't think it's.
But this course, Charlie, like, I don't know how much. There would have been some extra for sure because.
Yeah, a bit of extra.
Because first off, I didn't know where the turns were. Second off, there was no blue line. There was no tangent line.
I never. So you're running a blue line. So. Well,
you're running in the middle, and you're like, which way am I turning? and then you're trying to dodge around
That's
people.
why you study your course before.
I should have studied my course, but I thought I was just going to follow the pacers.
I mean, I haven't. I haven't studied my course.
Well, maybe this will be a lesson for you to study it this weekend. Yeah. But every aid station was 10 meters, something like that, off. And then they had these aid stations.
Or what?
But they were like, the road was pretty wide.
After that first bottleneck, it was wide?
Yeah, well, I guess the crowd thinned out too.
Yeah.
So they had them on both sides. They had table 1 of 5 water. So table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4, table 5, then break, then table 1 of 5 sport drink, table 2, table 3, table 4, table 5 on each side. So it was just phenomenal. They had trays, and every time the tray would empty, there was another volunteer that would just pull the thing back, and then a whole other tray of water.
So there was 5 tables of water, then 5 of Gatorade.
5 double. I want to say maybe each table was maybe 6 tables long.
Yeah. So what I liked at Boston the last time I ran it was that they had water at the beginning and at the end, so you could easily double. But I guess
they alternated here. They alternated. It would go water, sport drink, then sport drink, water.
Yeah. There was 4 zones.
There were,
or it alternated every aid station.
Every aid station had both, 5 zones of both.
And then, but like aid station 1 would go water, Gatorade. Aid station 2 would go Gatorade, water.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little confusing.
I mean, the signs were extremely clear.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
But the thing is, once you start running, it takes you a couple, and then you get the pattern, and then you know what to do, right?
Yeah. And I had said on the podcast I was going to try to drink a lot of water. So I was like, okay, drink water. But I felt so bloated. I was drinking all these gels, and I had carb load in the morning, and I felt like I weighed 1,000 pounds.
It wasn't as hot. It wasn't super hot. Right?
They sent like a heat warning email 2 days before, but it ended up being no. It was like started at 12, I think, 12 degrees, and it finished at 16, something like that.
Okay.
Which is okay, right? It's not bad at all.
Pretty good.
But I felt so bloated. I felt so like the gels. I was like, you gotta be kidding. Every 15 minutes, I was like, you gotta be kidding. I can't.
Oh, you did the 15 minutes?
I did. And it was like just getting him down. But like I felt, in that backyard when
is that more than you've ever done, the 15? Or
I did it in Chicago. I did 11 gels in Chicago, and the last one I didn't have it.
Yeah.
So I thought I could do 12. Bit of foreshadowing. I didn't quite do it, but I was just so bloated and so thick and and I felt heavy, but I mean, the kilometers were clipping away. I was 40 seconds ahead at 10, 11, somewhere around there, 12.
Well, halfway you were.
Halfway, I know
29, 19.
No, I know, but I got them all in the first, I want to say 11 or 12 kilometers. I got all those 40 seconds in the first 11 or 12 kilometers.
Yeah, for sure.
So after that, I just said,
okay. So your third 5K was 21:09. So you gained a few seconds there. And then 21:11. You were a little fast on all your 5Ks in the first half.
What is it supposed to be again? 21.
21:20. 21:20 is right on 3-hour pace.
21:24 technically.
Yeah.
So, okay, I guess I chipped away. Maybe it was 5 seconds per 5 kilometers, whatever. So for sure at the half, I was 40 seconds ahead.
Yeah, 40 seconds.
So I didn't want to be 40 seconds ahead. Like, it's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to be 130, but those pacers mangled me.
They threw you off. The pacers threw you off because you were like, you didn't like, once you made the decision to not follow them, your pacing was a little bit better.
Yeah, I knew that I was just running 4:15s, and that was that. But that's also around the time where, like, up until kilometer 20, I'm like, okay, it's going to be hard, but it's going to be like a 4:58.50 or 4:59 and change, or it's going to be hard, but I got it. Like, I will do this race. Like, it's going to happen. Because I was monitoring my heart rate. I didn't hit 160 till the half. I was kind of cruising on all cylinders. I had no pain. So I was, okay, this is happening. I'm getting it today. And then I started getting doubt. Doubt started creeping in early in the second half, because the 4:15s were no longer happening automatically. So now the push to get 4:15s. So when you're just cruising on autopilot and you're doing your fast finish and you're just doing it. Now it was like that last mile where you have to push to get to.
Well, yeah. Well, I think that's when you run a perfect marathon, that's how it's kind of supposed to feel. I think it, with the fitness you were in, that's a great, like, I think that's the feeling you were supposed to have. In other words, like the first half is like, yeah, it's hard, but it's not like you have to push. And at some point you have to push just to maintain.
And then at the end,
it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna die here, but whatever.
Yeah, it was definitely. I got shivers just hearing you talk about that. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool that like I feel like I ran, like, not to tire pump my own tires here, but that's what I'm gonna do. I feel like I ran such a goddamn perfect race. Like, I'm so proud of the race I ran because so many times it's not going to happen that way. So many times it doesn't go this well, and it just went well. And as much as I wanted to quit and I have to push here, I just kept pushing and pushing the perfect amount. And I guess I happen to be in 2:59 fitness, so it's easier when you have the fitness to do a sub-3 marathon. But it was just like so rewarding.
Well, no. So I would say the opposite. I'd say you were barely in 3-hour shape and you did it. A lot of people go the other way. So I think some people are in 3-hour shape, but because they pace it badly, they do a 3:04.
Okay.
3:05.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. And I was worried.
I think, like, you were, to execute it when you barely have it, it's pretty good. It's pretty amazing.
That's why I was on such a high after. I was on such a high because I was like, wow, that was close. Like, wow, that was close to me not getting it. And I didn't stop executing. Every single kilometer I had to execute.
And I know, like, my Chicago was a 3.5. And that's kind of how it felt for me too.
The numbers are relevant, right? It's like, it's
kind of how it felt for me too. Cause like at the end, it was a huge struggle. Which kind of makes me think like that's all I could get out of it, which felt good, right?
Yeah. And I had a few spots there where I let up a bit and like my heart rate came down. I was like, okay. Like I tried this.
I saw you had 1 mile on your live track that showed 6:59 or something.
I think it was the high rises.
Oh, it was just off. Yeah. That makes sense.
I did pull off for 400 or 500 meters one time because my heart rate was spiking quite a bit. And I said, what needs to happen? Like, what happens if I hold? So I went to like 420 a kilometer for like half a kilometer and my heart rate came down a bit. And I was like, okay, it's okay. You'll be okay, Rob. But the pace that I had to run on the back, I knew it was 4:16. I was so thankful I had those 40 seconds. And I know this is not the way to run a race, but the way it worked out for me, that's what I had. I had 40 seconds because of those pacers. So the whole time you're doing the math, you're doing okay, I got a few extra seconds. I got 2 seconds extra. I got 4 seconds extra. I got 5 seconds. And every kilometer that was chipping away, I was thinking, I'm getting closer and closer. But around, I don't know if it's 28 or 30 or 32 there, that's when the first time where I was like, oh, shit, I don't think I got this. Like, I actually don't think I got this because how hard is this right now? And I still got 12K or 10K. Like, I know how marathons are. They get hard. So I won't, like, I'm going to have to, it's going to be either like a crazy battle or I won't get it.
Yeah.
So that's when, and then you just battle that. And you're watching the heart rate, and I know what happens to my heart rate, and I know it's 167, 168, 169, and you're like, come on, just stay down, 170. And then the gels, I did 240 mgs caffeine, which for you, that might not be a lot. But for me, it's a lot of caffeine. And I had the like kind of half dizzy, maybe it was just the like exertion. I couldn't focus on my math. I couldn't focus on my mileage. I was hitting the lap and I was looking at the number and it didn't mean anything to me. I was trying to count.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's me in every marathon
Okay.
at the end.
So maybe it's just that in London, London definitely was not this experience. London was like a jog, unfortunately. I left time on the clock in London. I'm positive about that. Chicago, I went hard, really, really hard.
Yeah.
But I don't remember like it's almost like I was hallucinating. Like,
Yeah.
it's almost like that
to me,
backyard feeling late in the night there.
yeah, like a similar feeling that I can recall having is like the end of my Ironman, the one I did in California. Like I couldn't figure out what I needed to do for 10 to be sub 10. And I just was like, I couldn't figure out any math. And I was like, oh, well, F it. Just keep going. And I think maybe you had something similar where you were like, I'm on the edge here. I know if I can kind of keep my pace like this, I have a good chance type of thing. And you just did it, right?
Yeah, because in Chicago, it was pretty easy for me to calculate seconds above or below pace.
Yeah.
I was just adding him every kilometer.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Yeah.
But
that's what I want to do for LA. But
I couldn't do it. I did it the first stretch.
Yeah.
But like all of a sudden I was like, okay, four, what was that? 4:19, then 4:16, 3 seconds. Is it 37 or am I adding? Am I like, I know this sounds absurd.
And at some point you're like, okay, I got 3 miles left. I just go hard. And
it happened like at like 9 kilometers left, maybe 7 kilometers left. I was like, okay, like stop this math bullshit. Just go, and you don't have a choice here. You have to just keep going and just keep pushing as hard as you possibly can, and the finish line is going to come. And then
and
you know how this is.
Chicago was similar to me too, as well, like that. But Chicago, now that I think back of it, I was a lot more in control than I was at the Ironman. I just wanted to do 3:30. So it wasn't like that as much as so. Yeah, I think just at some point the math just goes away.
Yeah, this is the first time that this happens to me, other than the backyard, and I think probably one of my Ironman. Like I was just couldn't do them. I couldn't, and just I hate like stop this, Rob. Just run. Put your head down and run. And
the backyard, really, for the last loop or what?
Well, the backyard, for a while there, I was a little delusional there because I loaded up on caffeine and I was getting the dizzies.
Maybe it's just too much caffeine for you. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's might be what it is, because I had the shakes after the race and I couldn't. Yeah, I know that
I didn't get that at all. I didn't get that at all at the backyard.
It is a performance enhancing drug, but obviously there's a limit as to what a guy who never drinks caffeine should be taking. And I think that was too much. I also was doing these salt tablet things, which I've done the last 2 races, and they were great. But again, I was supposed to do those every 20 minutes, and I was doing the gels every 15 minutes, and I couldn't, on the back 9, I couldn't keep track of what I was supposed to do when. Yeah. And this was beeping, and so I was just.
Oh, you did have your alerts on for the gels?
Yeah. So eventually, I just took I had like 3 left. And I just took them all. I said, screw this. I'm done timing. I'm just taking them.
So me and Simo were monitoring you.
Yeah.
And Simo was very confident you were going to get 3. And I wasn't as confident because I feel like I know how hard marathons are. I thought you were going to get it, but I was like, I could see your heart rate slowly going up. But once you hit 35, I knew you had it.
Okay.
Because you were like, you were basically all your 5Ks after the half were like almost exactly the same. So I was like, okay, he's in control. He's working really hard. And he's in control just to stay at that pace, which means he's probably got a little bit extra in the tank that he's going to use up at the end. And I actually thought you might have a bit of at the end, a kick. So your 5K times were very consistent. So 21, 21 so 21:15 for 20 to 25K, 21:21 for 25 to 30.
Okay, that's good.
21:16 for 30 to 35, and that's where I said he's got it. Okay. 40 was 21:24. So a little slower to be expected. That's fine. I knew you had a gap, which you only have 2 more Ks, right? So you had it by then, right? So
Yeah.
so it was
See?
I could kind of feel that you were definitely struggling, but that you were going to do under 3, but it was not as easy as it seemed.
Yeah, I think if someone were to just watch this race and just look at me and go, looks like he had it under control the whole time, started a little fast, it was downhill, but then he just crushed 4:15s the rest of the way and finished 40 seconds ahead, had it under control the whole time. That's certainly not how I felt.
Yeah, well, mile 25, when I saw you hit the 170s, which I know is not a thing that you do that often. I knew you were working hard, but I knew you weren't gonna, with only a mile left. I knew you had planned it all in your head, and it was going to be, you were going to be under 3.
To be honest, I hadn't planned it other than keep running at this pace.
When I mean plan, I mean you were managing your energy. With your experience in running marathons, made you run all those splits very evenly and like manage that energy so that you have enough for the end.
Yeah, it's crazy that I'm actually skilled at running marathons. Like I'm half decent at it. Like I guess because I've done a lot of them, but like you said, the fact that I knew that I could just keep running at that pace, and like I could see far enough in the distance that I was pretty sure I'd be able to do 42K early on at that pace, which is a tough thing to know. You're running on kilometer 15.
That's the thing. When you're doing your first one or even your second or third,
you have no chance.
Just kind of anticipating what that'll feel like at mile 3 or 4. That's why everyone goes too fast, is because not enough experience, or too slow, but most of the time it's too fast.
Yeah, this was maybe this is recency bias, but this felt like my most rewarding running accomplishment. Like,
okay, so to me, let's like back up a step. So now you've done London, Chicago, Tokyo. That's 3 majors, sub 3. That's incredible. You're a lot further than I thought you'd be at this point, to be honest. That's great. That's amazing. Congrats.
Thanks, man. It's I did not think I was getting this one for sure, 3 weeks ago, but I got it, and I'm pumped. And I think that I can make up a little bit of fitness with proper taper, proper execution, proper race day plan, proper, like, just the fact that I've been there. So that's good to know for me. And like the shoes that I wore, I ended up wearing my Adi Zero Pro. What are they called, Charlie? Adi Pro Zeros?
I forget what they're called. Adidas, whatever. the good Adidas. They're fast.
Yeah,
I used them for my workout this morning.
It was the first time I bought them in Chicago. Is the first time I wore them in a race. First time I ever wear non-Nikes, and I didn't even think about them at all race. It was like an offensive lineman in a football game. You just don't want to see them, right? But yeah, we debated this yesterday when I saw you. Yeah. You said, no. I said, what do you want out of shoes? And I said, I think you just want to not think about them during the whole race.
I'm too slow. I need to put them on and say, okay, these are making me faster.
And then I was like, Charlie's right.
I think
because you said when I put them on, they got to feel like bouncy. They got to feel like I'm going to go.
I'm fast. Like, no, after I take 10 steps, I have to be like, okay, I'm going to crush this,
So I definitely did not have that.
I think there's I think what you are realizing is that the Nikes for you are very blister causing.
They're blister causing.
And they are for me too. I do love how they feel, like how fast they make me feel. So it's a trade-off. I think the thing is with the Adidas is that they're just as fast as the Nikes.
Yeah, right? If they are, like I felt, I did not think of my feet or my shoes once during the whole race. I didn't think of them. They didn't, like, it's not tight. There's a thing here. There's a thing in my back ankle. There's nothing the whole race. Yeah. That's a win.
I do have one problem with the Adidas is that, like, for me, they rub on the back on my my right foot on the back. I've had blisters there with the Adidas. With the Nikes, I always get the blisters under, where you get them.
always under the, on the inside.
But someone told me once, like, blisters aren't a real injury.
They're not real. They're not a real injury. Blisters are not a real injury. Yeah. So
I think Sam Harvey actually says that too. So
okay,
I think
I invented it.
Yeah, you invented it, but yeah.
We'll put it on a t-shirt. By the way, I'm getting t-shirts made for the running journey. I don't know if you have any idea what we should put on them. What should we put on them? I think I should put on them marathons are hard.
Yeah.
Maybe a more miles, less pace. Maybe blisters are not a real
injury. So now your plan for the future is you're kind of not into the backyards. You're more sub 3 is kind of your primary focus.
I feel a little bad about this, but I know you don't give a shit. You're just going to go and you're going to crush your backyard. But I can't do this April 1. I know I can't. So that means now what? So then when Dwayne told me that I had this Boston, so I'm going to Boston. I'm going to run Boston in 6 weeks. And I think I can do sub 3, honestly. That's a much harder course, way tougher course, and like going to be a totally different battle, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to do sub 3. And I don't know what
Patrick is. Okay, so to me, Boston, similar to LA that I'm running, but it's the weather. So if it's cool, it's not terrible course. Like, I mean, yes, you have to save energy for those 4 hills. And then you got to be fast after you get over those hills. But that's it. That's all there is. The first 16 miles are easy.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Charlie. I could not have done sub 3 on Sunday with Newton Hills on the back half.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know, but what I'm saying is, yeah, so you probably need a minute or 2 of fitness gain there. But the other thing is that, like, it depends on the problem with Boston is they started so late, so that can sometimes make it hard. So yeah, you might need to train for this. So to me, that might be a luck of the draw thing with the weather.
Yeah. But like, life's too short.
Which you can't control. You can't control that. So, I mean, might as well try.
Exactly. Might as well try. And I was sitting at home being depressed about not being able to run with you at the backyard, and I had nothing. And I was like, well, this sucks. And then I got like this hype, I got pumped up thinking of Boston. And I started thinking, like, why not? Like, life's too short. Why would I not go run Boston? Let's go run it. So I'm going to go run it. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited about that. I'm probably going to just recover after that and hopefully get healthy. And if you get your spot in Kelowna, then or not Kelowna, Penticton, or
have they announced it?
No, the backyard that you're going.
Oh, in Sycamus?
Sorry. In Sycamus. Hopefully you get your spot, and then depending on how I feel in July, maybe take a run at it in July if I can, but I need to do a ton of mileage build for that. And if not, that's fine. I'm at peace with it if I can't do it. And if I can't do the backyard this year and I can't qualify and you go and you qualify, well, I'll be jealous and I'll be pissed off and hurting, but I'll be happy for you.
Well, I'm going to miss my 3 hour again. So, like, at least you've got your 3 hour marathons.
Yeah, but now that I've seen you train and the numbers that you've put up, now the only question for you is you just gotta stay healthy long enough, and you gotta travel to get those 6. If you want to do the 6 majors, if you want to do sub 3 at the 6 majors,
I would be happy for 1. I just want 1.
You're going to get.
The thing is, it's not in my schedule right now. I don't have any marathons in my schedule. So it's like, I have to do it here in LA, but I probably won't, because it's like a 255 course right now. Like, it's a super hard course. So I'm a bit frustrated because I was sick in Phoenix and I would have been close. Here, I would have been close if it was 5 degrees less or 10 degrees less. You never know. I might still do it, but I feel like, okay, now I have to plan another one. Because I need that 3 hour. I'm gonna get too old if I keep waiting.
Nah, you're.
Well,
Dwayne Wheeler
said he could do it, so
he's gonna be 60. The guy's gonna be 60.
Yeah.
I think we have another 5 years of PBs
Yeah.
You may be 4, but I have 5 because you're 2 years older, not because you're. So I think Charlie's the older brother. For those that don't know, I'm the younger brother.
Yeah.
So I think you got a long window here. Yeah. So for now, I'm excited about Boston. That's what I'm running. I told Patrick I'm running it. I said I'm just gonna. He's like, no running this week. So I'm not gonna run this week. And I'm listening to him. I'm gonna get well. I feel so good. Like the flight back was a disaster because I finished my race, ran to the airport, didn't run to the airport, but hustled to the airport, got on a plane for 12 hours, didn't move for 12 hours. And then I was like, oh, I keep thinking of our New York Marathon, that time we walked all day, Charlie, after we ran, and how good we felt the next day. That is what I need to do. Note to self every time I do a marathon, just walk a ton after. None of this resting BS. But to put a bow on this, and then I want to ask you about your race a little bit, and I want to talk a bit about Project 4 briefly. This is like, sometimes I'm down on this show, and sometimes you guys hear me, and I'm like, life sucks, and I can't run, and I'm injured. But this is as awesome as it gets right now. This is as excited as I am about running. This is so fun when you put it all together. You go out, you execute, you deliver, you get the rush. You're in Tokyo. And I just feel so lucky to be alive, to be able to run, to be able to travel, to do these things, to be with my buddies in Tokyo, to have friends and family support me and text me and comment me. And my, Claude and Annette, our parents, were following on the live track. Hey, the technology here is unbelievable. I could see when you were going to the aid stations. That's my dad, by the way. He was pumped to have him support. And
wait, had it on live? Like, I would check on it like every 10 minutes or something. And
I guess they were watching. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe he's.
So I have to tell you. Oh, okay.
Go. Yeah.
No, it's a story about me. So I want to.
Okay, I'll finish my comment. Just how lucky, grateful, supportive, and now I'm jacked and I'm excited and I'm pumped for the next one. I'm gonna go run a sub-3 in Boston. I'm gonna go chase it. I'm gonna go get it. I really think I'm gonna get it. And I know that's going to be hard, but I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go get that sub-3. And then I'm going to go get a 2:49 in Berlin. You heard it here first, in October. And then I'm going to get my New York, my last sub-3. I'm going to finish them all this year, Charlie.
Maybe I should figure out a way to join you in New York.
Do you want to join me in New York? I can get you a bib. So here's the thing. I want to talk about this quickly. I know you want to tell a story, but I'm going to talk about this quickly. So I'm launching a contest. You and I are launching 2 different contests at the same time, but I want to talk about both these contests. I'm launching a contest. By the time this episode comes out, it's an Instagram contest, Run with Rob. I am going to be doing a contest where one lucky runner from somewhere in Canada is going to get a charity bib, accommodations, flight, hotel, stand-up comedy, musicals, pizza in New York. So you're going to come join my running crew, and you're going to hang out with us if you want, and you're going to get a bib to run the New York Marathon. So it's like a $10,000 package. I'm giving it out just because I love this so much. It's so fun, and I want someone. You can't win it, Charlie. I want someone to come run it. But here's the thing. I'm also going to take our 2 Project 4.
Oh.
Here's the other contest that we're running. This is a great episode, by the way, because we're not, for me, it's a great episode, but we're announcing that contest.
I haven't heard of this. So, okay,
I decided. So Project 4 is a project where Charlie and I want to take 2 regular Winnipeggers that have never broken 4 or never broken 4 is kind of ideally. And we're going to train them-ish, work with them-ish, provide some
consultants, maybe.
Consultants. Yeah, we don't need to be involved if they don't want to. It's up to them. But the idea is that we're actually going to run Manitoba Marathon with them, and we're going to pace them. I'm going to pace my runner. You're going to pace your runner. And both of those runners, provided they, go through the training and show up, are going to win the same trip package to New York. Now, they're not going to run the New York Marathon. They're going to be the entourage. They're going to be the Funk Marco of the crew. So we have one participant that is confirmed. His name is George Grenier. He's our cousin. He ran a 4:17, I believe, in his first marathon. He was kind of on pace, and then he blew up. I don't know if that's the right word. No, I don't want to say blew up. He did what every single person does in a
ran his
marathon.
first marathon.
He ran his
First
first
marathon.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy because I was talking to George last night because we started his training plan and 16 weeks. He's really excited. He didn't even know about the trip to New York, but now he's excited. So the 2 participants in Project 4, provided they finish their training, are coming to New York with me. And they're also coming to New York with this person that's going to win the prize. And if you want to come, Charlie, I got a line on a bib for you.
Okay, we'll talk offline, but maybe.
Okay.
So
By the way, sorry, you go ahead, then I'll talk about
No, the thing is that now that I'm thinking about this, I need another plan B. New York's not another easy marathon though.
Yeah, but it's you're guaranteed the weather at least.
Weather will be nice.
You're guaranteed the weather.
No, they've had hot New Yorks, but generally speaking, it's nice.
Yeah, and New York,
and New York's
the best race, right? So much fun. Here's the thing. Did I tell you this? I did not get into the New York Marathon with my 256.
Yeah.
So when you and I applied for the New York Marathon 3 years ago, is it, Charlie? 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was 3 years ago.
The time was 2:58 that we had to run. And as long as we ran it, it was automatic. And then Jess, I think, came on the podcast and told us about the buffer now. She said, oh, you have to beat it by 2-3 minutes or something.
But they changed the whole system because it was 2:58 for everyone was automatic. Didn't matter your age.
Yeah. Then they went to
now Boston. They added an age graded stuff, right?
Yeah. They went to the Boston style. So 3:05, 3:15, very similar qualifying numbers to Boston. And they did exactly like Boston, where they bottom fill it. And there's a time you have to beat it by in order to qualify for the New York Marathon. And I beat it by, I think it's 14 minutes I beat it by. So I was like, obviously I'm in. I beat it by 14 minutes. So I was planning on going to New York without even getting a guaranteed bib. Well, I got my email yesterday. We regret to inform you, you have not been selected. I was like, what? So the buffer this year is 22 minutes. You had to beat your buffer by 22 minutes, which that price
I'm guessing it's mostly because there's so few guaranteed bibs for New York because most of them go through the lottery.
They call them elite, right?
Yeah, because Boston, I think it's like
the whole course is
25,000 out of the 40 is like that. But New York is probably, I don't know. I'm throwing random numbers out here, but it might be 2,000 or something.
Yeah, I think you're right because they give a whole bunch to the volunteers. They give a bunch, and then the rest are lottery. So the thing with the New York Marathon, one, people ask me in Japan what was my favorite major. My favorite race is the New York Marathon still to this day. I didn't have a great day. Yeah, it was so fun.
But I mean, great.
You see the whole city. The weekend was spectacular. And we took it pretty low key that weekend, you and I. But it was still an obscenely fun weekend. But the New York Marathon, you cannot run that race. It's impossible for someone to run that race because you can apply all you want in the lottery, but there are millions of people that apply, right? And elite is not happening unless you're Tristan da Silva. Even him, would he get in 22 minutes? Probably, unless you're Bob Cox or unless you're I don't know, maybe Johnny Coffin. 22 minutes is a huge standard for maybe Jess Dracul. I don't know, but that's a big number to beat the buffer by. So pretty much everyone in Canada is being priced out here by the charity bibs are like $4,000. Yeah. So it is very, it's almost impossible.
There is a way for locals to get in if they something about running 10 New York Roadrunner races and volunteering for at least a few or something. Yeah. I forget what it is, but there is a way.
That's exactly what it is. You gotta run 9 and volunteer 9+1. They call it.
Yeah.
Volunteer at 9 and run 1. I don't know. It's 9+1. So, but for us up here in Canada, there's no way. So this prize pack, I think, is pretty cool. Not that they're going to get to hang out with us, but that they're going to go get to run the New York Marathon. So I'm asking viewers this: if you know someone, we're going to launch the contest. Check my Instagram, Run with Rob CMV. But the contest is basically tag a friend, fill out the form, tell us why you want to be chosen. So we're looking, one person is going to win the all expenses paid trip to New York. And then we are still looking for another candidate for the Project 4. That person is going to run the Manitoba Marathon. So we need one more person. We'll buy your bib for that too. So We need one candidate to break 4. Does it have to be 4, Charlie? Could it be like someone who wants to break 5? We want 4?
It's not defined. I think 4. I mean, but if you're interested, like,
and you have a specific number. If you're interested in this idea and you have a
Yeah.
specific number, like you're like, well, I've never broken 430 or I've never broken 5 and I would love to break 5, reach out to us. So hit us up on DM me on Instagram or TikTok or wherever you DM people these days. And so we're looking for 2 separate people. George is in. George is pumped. George started his race. George is running like 50K every week. I don't know if you follow his Strava. He's
and just a bit on this Project 4 is the point of it is we'll kind of be your advisors, but we'd want to check in with you guys on the podcast once or twice or a few times, once a month maybe, leading up to the race to kind of to get our viewers to kind of go through the journey that you're going through, because it's kind of we want to go back to kind of that 4 hour, you know, how it feels to do your first 4 hour marathon. I think it's a great journey to document.
Yeah, I was talking to George last night and I could just feel his pain when he was describing his first race. He's like, I thought I was in 4 hour pace. Like I thought I had it. And all of a sudden, like I bonked. And I was like, well, you know, you didn't bonk. You did what everyone does in their first marathon. So he's excited to try it again. I think he's going to benefit from the learned experience. And we want to, it's hard. Running marathons are hard, especially if you've never done them. So, you know, you and I are aiming for 3, but it doesn't have to be 3. It could be 4, your goal. And we want to help you get there. So if you want to be chosen for Project 4, reach out to us. All right. And the person who's chosen is going to get a trip to New York. No big deal. Me, Charlie, George so far, the winner, and then the other Project 4. It's going to be a good crew. It's going to be a good crew. New York. I want to see some musicals. I want to see some stand-up comedy. It's going to be fun. Well, I don't know if you're coming yet, Charlie. We just talked about this 2 seconds ago.
I'm a maybe. Okay. Probably.
You had said that you wanted to say something else about yourself, and then I totally.
Oh yeah, I had a story about.
Yeah, tell the story
about the taper of LA.
Oh, so hard, the taper.
So I did my last big workout. I guess it would be a week and a half ago. It was that 24 miler we talked about with the 11-mile fast finish.
That's unreal.
And my foot's been a little sore the last like probably a month and a half or whatever, you know. And but it always comes back really fast. Like it heals really fast whenever, and it just kind of hurts mostly after big workouts a little bit. And has been coming back. So, but after that big 24 miler, it didn't come back as quickly as it normally does. And it was still a bit sore. And I had one more workout, and it was a 5x2 mile workout at the Active Living Center. And the pace was slightly faster than marathon pace. It was a 5x2 mile at slightly, and I was still slightly sore, but I was like, it'll heal. I'll just do it. And I didn't think too much about it. And I did it. And it felt great because I did the workout, and Ming Di was there. And anyways, side point, but and it went really well, but then I was sore after again. And I was sore for a few days. But I was still running every day. And normally in the morning when I wake up, it feels pretty good. And then because the sleep kind of cures it. Okay. And then Saturday morning, I wake up and it still hurts like crazy for some reason.
What day was the workout on Wednesday?
Wednesday. So Saturday morning, 3 days after, for some reason, it got worse. I did like a bunch of easy runs like that week. And for some reason, I wake up Saturday morning and it feels like terrible. It hurts. And I'm walking with a limp. I'm bringing my kids to curling and I'm walking with a limp. And I'm like, I guess I'm done for this marathon. I was really like negative about it. Right. And I was still kind of running every day. And I'm like, I told my wife, like, should I run? And I was expecting her to say like, no, you're like, let it heal or whatever. And she says, yeah, you should run. Because you often, when you're in these tapers, she noticed that when I taper sometimes.
You're miserable.
I'm miserable. And she's like, yeah, go for a run, like get out of my hair type of thing. And I was miserable because I was feeling this injury. And then I go for my run Saturday evening and no pain while I'm running. So Saturday it hurt the most it ever hurt. No pain while I'm running on Saturday evening, afternoon. And then I go to bed. I actually do a bike workout because I want to do at least one a week, and I hadn't done it yet, so I wanted to do that. And I wake up Sunday morning and it feels better. So it was so weird. Then I do my last 8-mile run on Sunday morning, which with like a 4-mile fast finish, no problem. It feels even better. And then I go goaltending after, and then it feels even better. So it's just like, it's so counterintuitive that I think it's just something I ate just made it get really inflamed Saturday. I don't know what it was, but like
back?
At Sunday, it felt great again after Sunday. I still feel it a little bit when I start my runs, but I don't see it as being an issue at all now. So it was like, I don't know, this tapering, like it can play with your mind, I guess, a little bit. But it was very worrying when I was like limping around on Saturday. But yeah, I think it'll be okay. Long story for no point, but yeah.
No, I like the story. It touches on the point you made 3 weeks ago when I was miserable, and you were like, just go out and run, pretend you're not injured, and just go out and run. And I was like, I'm in crutches, kiss. And you were like, just go run. And I was like, okay. So it touches a bit on that. That's kind of, sometimes you just need to run and it's in your head, right?
Yeah, I don't know. But as soon as like I ran that Saturday night and I had no pain running, I was like, okay, I guess I'm okay. Yeah.
It's crazy what like you watch, like how many people do you think at the Tokyo Marathon start line were not dealing with anything? Not many, right? Like everyone's dealing with something, right?
So yeah, I would say it'd be a small amount.
So like you're gonna deal with this foot thing, but you're gonna get through it. Sucks, but you're gonna get through it. And I can't wait to watch, to be honest, because I'm excited to watch the Garmin link. So that's a 7 a.m. start, LA time.
Yeah, so 9 a.m. here, I guess.
9 a.m. So this episode is for March 6th. So the race is going to be on is it Saturday or Sunday? Sunday, right?
Sunday. So, and it turns out that's daylight savings day.
Perfect.
So at first, like Simo sent me a text, he's like, oh, that's not ideal, but it actually gives us an hour more of cooler weather. Right. So it's actually a huge benefit.
Because you spring forward. So instead of starting at 7, now you're starting at 6. Yeah, that's huge. That is
an extra hour. It's the hottest day they've had in a while, Sunday. But to have that extra hour of cooler weather is
How far are you staying from the start line?
I'm about half an hour because I'm going to Disneyland on Saturday and Friday. So, yeah.
Dude. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but that's awesome. Your kids are going to love it. Just know that in LA, like shit takes a long time to move. You remember?
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. See if I make the start time.
Worst case, you start
in the chip time though, right?
Chip time. Okay, good. Well, this is a fun episode. Reach out to us, guys. Again, if you want to be part of Project 4, 3 down, 3 to go. I'm going to get them all this year.
Yeah, congrats again on that. That's amazing.
Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate it. I wish I was running with you next month, but I'm not. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Share this episode with someone you like. Don't forget to subscribe. Give us a 5-star review where you can. It helps us grow the podcast. And good luck with all your training. And Charlie and Simo, good luck this weekend. We will be following you. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next episode.